A lot of evolutionists claim that mutations increase genetic information and therefore cause evolutionary changes. They claim that gene duplication actually increases genetic information and therefore causes variations of species to occur. Now, while it is true that genetic duplication can increase genetic information and cause varieties of species, there is one big problem with the theory. Macroevolution involves increase of genetic information above the species level. Macroevolution is Darwinist belief that through mutations under natural selection will magically increase genetic information and create new species. While it is true that mutations can indeed increase genetic information by duplicating genes, there's one big problem. It causes abnormalities. The only living organisms that are capable of living with this additional genetic duplicated mutation are plants. There are plenty of scientific studies, on the contrary, demonstrating that nearly all non-plants animals with this gene duplication mutation die off with abnormalities. Even humans themselves who have this gene duplication are born with abnormalities like Down syndrome. Now, how exactly does duplication explain the evolutionary process of animals and us with such abnormalities? Simple, it doesn't. And I will explain why. According to evolutionists Darwinists, the accumulation of change through natural selection accumulates and causes speciation. Sometimes through anatomical change, sometimes through geographic isolation. A particular population stops exchanging genetic information and continues to change due to the pressures of natural selection. At that point, there is speciation. The two lines will continue to evolve on different branches. Over long periods of time, these changes can become great, which is macroevolution. It's variation by natural selection supplemented by mutation. If a mutation is harmful, the organism dies and does not pass on this information. If the mutation impacts an advantage to the organism's fitness, the organism passes the information at a greater rate than others of its population, hence creating macroevolution. Now, the problem with this notion is that there is actually no scientific evidence that shows natural selection through mutation leading to macroevolution. The evidence actually points quite to the contrary. A scientist known as Colin Patterson did a study of fruit flies with and without mutations. According to his results, it turned out that the fruit flies that contained the mutation significantly died off catastrophically rather than live for the evolutionary process to occur, while those that did not contain the mutation continued to live. I have no doubt that natural selection affects populations, but the notion that mutations can lead to a common descent through macroevolution after natural selection has already been disproven. Patterson, along with others, showed that mutations are actually quite counterproductive rather than productive for evolutionary process to occur. To put that in layman terms, the study suggests that the mutations on the fruit flies, they actually die off much more quicker than the fruit flies that don't contain a mutation. Now, that is really problematic for Darwinian evolution because it shows that the mutations that supposedly lead to macroevolution actually lead to devastation. It actually shows that the fruit flies that have the mutation are actually either fruit fly monsters or completely dead. There are many scientists that have done this fruit fly experiment for over 100 years, and out of those 100 years, they couldn't find no evidence of fruit flies evolving. Now, why is that? I thought mutations were supposed to make the fruit flies evolve into brand new species, but according to the actual studies, there is no evidence that mutations actually make the fruit flies evolve. So there you have it, folks. There's your answer. Mutations do not make evolution. There is no evidence that shows mutations can actually make fruit flies or any other animals evolve into brand new species. As I said before, mutations are actually counterproductive and, quite frankly, deadly. The studies have shown that even if the populations get mutated and increase genetic information, they will eventually die off or receive abnormalities. but they will not be able to reproduce for the evolution in the future. Alright guys, well, this is Aces here, and if you have any questions, concerns, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you have any criticism, please let me know in the comment section. And thanks for watching.